Hello, everybody, and welcome to the match preview. Arsenal versus Everton. Last time we had a show, life didn't seem so bright. It seemed kind of gloomy. That's because we lost to Watford, obviously. Since then, we have gone to Serbia and picked up a very gutsy 1-0 performance. We'll get on to that in a second. But firstly, I'd like to introduce you guys to Troy, of course, he was a regular on this show, making his return.
My
How are
triumphant
you, mate?
return. My triumphant return. How you going, man?
Yeah, no, not too bad. Get very excited for today. Of course, we play an Everton team who, like ourselves, are also struggling. They actually lost to Lyon this week in the Europa League, so we won, and of course, they are also not doing very well in the Premier League. But Troy, as we know, Goodison Park. Awesome.
I know. Our away form, we could make their day.
Yeah,
So, I don't know. I honestly think it's going to be a good game, only for the fact that we're both pretty much in exactly the same boat. So,
yeah. Both managers are in massive pressure.
yeah. So, ours more so, I think. But I don't know. I know Koeman's under the pump, but
I don't
I
know.
still think
I
I
think
don't think
Koeman is
he's
more
not as
pressure.
much.
I think Koeman naturally because Arsene Wenger manages Arsenal and he's Arsene Wenger and his position almost
Yeah,
seems to be
under
untouchable.
review. Yeah.
That Koeman would naturally have more pressure on them. That probably be the tiebreaker.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's surprised at Everton. Actually, I honestly think that I thought they'd be doing a lot better. So I'm surprised that they are where they're at. But then again, I thought Chelsea would be doing better.
Yeah, that's
It's a
true.
really topsy turvy season. I know that we lost to Watford, but like I said yesterday, Chelsea lost to Watford. So and we may be underestimating them a bit.
Now, I usually don't do this on this show just because it's very rare that I talk about other teams. But this is a great opportunity somehow for Arsenal to capitalize on Manchester United losing away to
Yeah,
Huddersfield Town yesterday. This has to
yeah.
be a game where Arsenal take the 3 points.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I mean. These are the games that we normally throw because it's like we're just in that spot to go. You know what? This is our chance. Everyone else has fallen over. This is our chance to come over the top. And you know what? It'll be a 1-1 draw. We
Yeah.
won't win.
I
We
mean, a
lose.
1-1 draw, I think, would be
I'll be happy with it.
possibly, but I think Everton fans would also be happy with it, given
Yeah.
how things are going. But I wouldn't be happy with it. I think Arsenal
No.
absolutely need a win. We need
Yeah.
we need to start setting a statement now. We've got Man City coming around the corner. It's our next away game.
Yeah.
Um, we remember what happened last year when we played those two in succession, and that's when our season started turning in the wrong direction. We were top of the league in Park last year, and
Yeah.
since then we've had a roller coaster ride of bad results after another. This is Arsenal's chance to go back to where it all started and turn it around.
Yeah. I think they need to. I think this is where they need to stamp their authority and to come back. Particularly, we thought, Deeney said after the Watford game, yeah, we ground out a win against Red Star. This is where they need to throw down. And I think the issue that they've got, this is my thing, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't have any stats to back it up. But our issue is that when we get behind, we're fucked. We shit ourselves. The minute we go behind, those players drop their heads, and it's like shit, 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 shit. What do we do? What do we do? Rather than get the bit between the teeth and really go, right, we're behind. Let's fucking fire up and try and get this back. It just seems to be a mindset thing.
Yeah, no, I think partly it has to do with I don't know. I think it goes deeper to than just the players, and usually I use post match reviews to talk about those issues. But because I like to keep optimism prior to a kickoff. So
yeah, so do I. I think we can do it. I think there's no reason why we can't win this game, and we should be going into this game as favourites. We've had a better run than Everton. Yeah, we lost against Watford, but that was our first loss in a while.
Now, I usually pull out this question towards you in, I don't know, countless amount of shows, and we're finally, at a, I think, point in the season where I can ask you this, and maybe you might,
Yep.
I'll find out in 22 minutes, but you might answer the question is yes. Danny Welbeck left the game last weekend.
Yeah.
Alexis Sanchez is going to be back, obviously, because he's had the week since.
Yeah. World Cup.
Are we going to
Interlude,
play
yeah.
our big three up front today?
I've
It
got a
has
feeling they
to.
are. It
You
has
can't
to.
keep it. You can't keep it in the armory anymore.
No. Much as you'd love to keep it for Man City, I think you've got to wheel it out early. You've got to give it and because like I say, they can train all they want, the three of them together. You've got to put it together on the pitch, and it's different. Doesn't matter how much you train, it's different. So it could be the perfect lead into Man City. So you know what? Unleash them. Let them
You
rip.
got to do it.
You,
I mean,
you,
I,
you
I
just
think
have to. Unless,
if we look at the team sheet and we see our front three is Ozil, Sanchez, and Lacazette, suddenly there's an optimism to this game. There's an excitement and
yeah,
energy, and
yeah.
I think
I,
if
I, I think so. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, man.
no, that's something the manager needs to do. He needs to look at creating a nice bit of momentum somehow, and if that's the way that he can do it by creating hype and
Yeah,
getting the fans excited when they get to the ground. I know we're the away support, but
yeah.
still,
And
either way.
it's Wenger's and it's Wenger's birthday today. So mate, give yourself a present. Just put your
Oh,
top three out
jeez, Wenger's birthday.
there.
And we'll be having a raucous review tomorrow, so that's gonna be or on Tuesday, whenever it is.
Yeah.
No,
So I don't know, but
I'm
I
just
think
kidding.
they've got to unleash them. They've got
Well,
to
Mesut
actually
Ozil just sent out a tweet. He writes, "Ignore the noise and stay focused." He literally said
yeah,
this at three, not long ago, literally just a moments ago. Anyway, so I guess that's the message come out from the playing group that it's that ignoring the noise and staying focused. I think that is actually he's alluding to the fact that the papers have quoted him saying that he's going to Manchester United,
yeah.
which
No,
I don't
no,
believe is true. I don't think Mesut Ozil would
no,
have actually said that,
no.
and the papers
Look,
are trying to create controversy.
yeah, John Cross has his moments, but you know what? Sometimes, mate, you just got to sell papers. And as if, like, as if Ozil is going to walk in and go, guess what, guys, I'm going in January. Let's go out and play.
Yeah,
Come on. I mean, come on. Someone's taking a piss.
Mesut Mesut Ozil is a very good at PR. He's got a very good PR team, so there's no
Yeah.
way that he would ever release statements to a member of the media like that.
No,
If he was going to
exactly.
Manchester United, he would be completely under wraps.
Yeah. And Sanchez on Instagram was good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what did he post? He posted something. I'll get it up. I had it here a second ago. But just something about, a winner is a loser that tried one more time or something. But I had to translate it. So, yeah, a winner is just a loser that tried it one more time.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know who's put that up for him, but,
I think is that to do with Chile or has to do with Arsenal?
no, it's pictures of him in the Arsenal shirt. So, and he's only posted it like yesterday.
Yeah.
So, today. So, I don't put any stock in it. He very well might be going in January, but I don't put any stock in him going in there and having a meeting saying nah.
To be fair though, I'm just sick of these talks. Like it's not even time. Like that's in the future. We all know that they're most likely both of them are leaving.
Yeah,
Just it's Are
and
you hearing that
and and
music? Sorry.
no,
There was
can
music.
you hear music in?
No, yeah, whatever. There was music that was coming out of my computer somehow.
Oh,
Anyway.
okay. So no, like I said, I think yeah, look, that's going to happen between now and January. But I mean, again, we're victims to that thing that we always do is that we don't talk. We don't confirm, or we're like the CIA of the Premier League. We can neither confirm or deny that anything has ever happened,
But
and
in
that's how we
fairness,
roll.
though, you can't confirm or deny stuff like that.
That's right.
Negotiations are so tight, and I know that there's a member of Mesut Ozil's team that actually came out and said a week ago, and media ignores this, and they said that the negotiations are actually going well with Arsenal.
Yeah, exactly. I saw that too, and then all of a sudden there's this. It's like, come on, be something that someone puts out to like. I mean, a manager puts something out, maybe, or a player agent puts something out just to spook someone. But other than that, it's bullshit.
Look, I mean, we got 18 minutes to go before the team comes out. So I just want to bring up this one
Yeah,
point, and we'll actually talk about the Europa League game just a bit.
yeah,
Okay, so whether you're staying or going, these players need to understand that actually this is a team. Like I was talking about that with Colin last week. This is a team that's actually talent-wise good enough to win anything.
yeah.
So
Oh,
these
without a doubt.
players need to stop pissing about and worrying about where they're gonna be next year, or they're about where whatever, and actually get together and start playing.
That's right. That's for the phones. Sorry, man. Sorry. Bit of home admin.
That's okay.
um, yeah, sorry, I missed that last sentence. Sorry.
So I was saying that whether like this team, the team actually is good enough on paper. We have a team that's solid enough. Like when I play with this team on FIFA, they walk the Premier League. Like I mean that sounds ridiculous because I'm controlling them, but like
Yeah.
if they stop worrying about being somewhere else or where they're going to be next year or um, you know her cares about more than everybody else or all this stupid bullshit that goes on. And they actually
Yeah.
knuckled down and they actually played football and they enjoyed their football and they played
Yeah.
together as a unit. They could actually win.
Yeah. Oh, you're
And
right.
um, but and that's it leads to the whole thing about I want to see Alexis Ozil and Lacazette play at least once before one of them leaves.
Well, I think this is the game. I think
Like,
this is the game that you have to do it. City's coming up, but you need to do it on the field and see how they roll. So I
yeah,
think
I mean,
look, I was a big advocate of keeping it in the chamber, but sometimes, like I said, you just need to try before you buy, and let's get it out there. And look, if it's going to work or not, or you're going to have issues, better to have issues against Everton at this point in time than Man City,
yeah,
because you're a better chance
absolutely.
to recover against them than if you let City loose.
Mm. Let's talk a bit about Thursday's game. Do you reckon
Yep.
Arsenal? People say it was a gutsy performance. To me, it seemed to me like, I mean, it's a different Arsenal because it's a completely different
Yeah.
squad. But it seemed to me like it was a game in which, I mean, look, the gutsy. I know where the gutsy comes from, and I'll get to that point in a second. But it was a game in which was very,
Yeah.
to say the least, very boring. And
Yeah.
until the red card happens, about 5 minutes ago in the game, 10 minutes ago in the game, that's when Arsenal, basically scored.
Yeah. Oh, look, it was a
So was
slog.
it a gutsy performance or was it a lucky performance?
I don't know. To be honest, I'm lucky, but I think sometimes it was just one of those. You just have one of those days where you know what, it's just going to be a slog. Like the pitch was average, and look, I think the environment over there was different too. Like I saw a few tweets from people that were at the ground saying like it's old school. Like it was noisy as hell. People were able to smoke inside the stadium. Um, we had away support that was 90 minutes after the game was still there because they weren't allowed to leave yet. So it's a real old school environment. Old school in a charming way either. Old school in the bad old days. So, but you know what I mean. And I think it was just going to be a slog. And look, I think all they wanted to do was get in and out without getting hurt. Just get a goal. Like if we had got that goal in the first 10 minutes, man, we would have parked the bus and just tried to lock that thing down and just play kick to kick and get the win and move on. So Well, we were lucky. I think we were lucky with the goal. But again, it all depends on the instruction they were given. I mean, I wouldn't want any of those guys to get hurt. The guys that are playing in that Europa League at the moment really need to use that to prove themselves. So it really shouldn't have been,
Yeah,
an average day. Those guys, if they want first team football, they need to throw down in these games now when it is, a shit pitch and when it is a tough crowd. That's when they need to start stepping up and going, you know what, here's my chance to show. I mightn't score. Some of the stats were pretty good. I can't remember who it was. Might have been Willock. Did he play?
yeah. Willock started
Yeah.
in midfield.
I think, he played 3 minutes, 95. I'm remembering my stats right. One of them had 95% pass completion. So it wasn't pretty, but they were at least performing. So, well, I think we got lucky. The goal was brilliant, but it could have quite easily been a very average 0-0 draw.
Yeah, completely. So the next question would be now, Aaron Ramsey. Me, not Aaron Ramsey. Sorry, Jack Wilshere won the man of the match award for this game.
Yeah.
Is it? So I was actually having a debate, and I think many people, Arsenal fans, have had a debate. Is it time for Wilshere comes back in, or do we allow Wilshere to be basically start Premier League games only what the group stages have finished in the Europa League, or we're out of the Capital One Cup?
I think once we're at a Capital One, um, or the Carabao, whatever the thing is now.
Yeah, whatever Carabao.
Whatever the thing is. But I, unfortunately, he was man of the match Thursday, which means he's not going to play today because,
Yeah,
like I said, they're just which. But I'm glad that he's getting minutes because when he went to Bournemouth, we all thought his days were done, right? And I think it just goes to show that the whole point of him going to Bournemouth was to get game time. Now he played good. Um, got an injury towards the end, but he got the game time he wanted. Now they're actually giving him the chance to get back in,
yeah,
and so it's like, and to be honest with you, I think we need him. I think we need his. I know personality's, not probably not the right word, but we need something through the middle, like that. And I think, look, I reckon had he not played Thursday, he'd be playing today. I worry about his fitness though. I think he's still being managed, coming
yeah,
with his injuries and his legs and whatnot. So I reckon he's probably 10% off being set to rock and roll. But when
yeah.
he comes back, I reckon he's just, again, he's going to be another one, just like a racehorse. You hold it back and then you let it go. And if it's
I,
not this one,
I mean, look, we I took a pop at Austin Wenger on my show last week about the mismanagement of the players who came back, like Danny Welbeck, who literally had barely just come back from his injury, and he started him again, and then he doesn't make it to the end of the game. And
yeah,
Koscielny, um,
yeah,
that was last week. So, I mean, that side says, you know what, he's smart what he's doing with Jack Wilshere.
yeah. I think, and he's always been a conservative manager. He could have played Sanchez and Ramsey against Watford, but he chose not to because, in theory, we should have won that game. So, and won it quite easily. So he's always had that conservative bit about him. And I think sometimes you've got to protect the player from themselves. They're always going to want to play every single game no matter what. They're always going to tell you that they're fit even when they're carrying a niggle or an injury or something. So sometimes you need to be the bigger man and go, you know what? I know what you're saying, but no, let's just make sure that for the long term, you're good to go. And I think, like I said, Wilshere is going to come back into that first team. And I can't wait for him to, be honest with you, because everyone thought, again, I think it will signify too that, you know what, a loan spell isn't the end of your career at Arsenal. A loan spell is just that we're not going to get game time here. We don't think you're ready. We want you. So you know what? Go and get some time on someone else's dollar, come back, and then we'll put you to work.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Next question about thing we'll cover on the other day was that back three. Now, Debuchy plays his first game at Arsenal for about a year and a half.
yeah.
In a back four with Rob Holding and El Neni. Now, somehow, some way, maybe because the opposition wasn't that great, that back three kept a clean sheet.
They back three kept a clean sheet because that side was shit.
Yeah.
That's all
Now,
it is, man.
now the only question is that what is the back three today? I mean, we'll find that out in only a few minutes. But
Yeah.
what does that
Do you reckon
mean?
I'll
Does
go
that
with three?
Because
I
of
don't know.
Wenger, Wenger
You
doesn't
reckon?
switch formation. He won't switch it up.
No.
Um,
I know,
but
furiously refreshing, but um, look, I think he'll start. He might start three, but I could see him starting a back four today with the pressure that we're under. Why risk it? Start four. No reason you can't change to three if you're getting on top in the second half. There's no reason that you start the game. That's how you start a back three. You're going to finish with a back three. There's no reason you can't change formation during the game. I know he doesn't like it, but we all do things we don't like sometimes.
I mean, if anything, I think he should have played a back two in Belgrade because he played a midfielder in there.
Yeah.
Um,
Look, that's got to be player management. Like I said, Debussy starts, El Nenny's down the back. Holding, fair enough, because that's his role. And that's the whole. And the thing is, I've said it before. I think you might have said it too. That's the whole. I actually love that we're in Europa League this year because these guys, without that Champions League spotlight, are going to be more inclined to put in a shift and try some shit that they wouldn't get crucified for if it went wrong, and it doesn't have that pressure on them like a Champions League qualifier does. So they're going to try they're going to really try things that they normally wouldn't for fear that if it goes wrong, you're in the back three pages of the paper. So all for it. But yeah, I think you're right. I think he will stick with the three, but I just worry that on a game that we need to win, now's not the time to be sticking with your formation. It's worked to a point, but maybe be conservative, start with a four, and see how you go from there.
well, I'm just reading here now that because Wenger was asked about it in the press conference against Everton, and basically it's because Callum Chambers was injured and he's not going to be back until after the international break.
Yeah,
So that is the reason for Debuchy's inclusion in or not Debussy's inclusion or whatever or El Neni being played in that position
yeah,
because it was literally he's obviously saving motor soccer for today,
yep,
um, and so he basically doesn't have anybody else. He's got Rob Holding, and he's like, "Who else can I put in there?"
yeah. Koscielny's still iffy. I don't care what anyone says, man. I reckon that Achilles is hanging on a knife edge.
Yeah, I think it'd be stupid of him to play him in this
Yeah,
game.
I just think if anything, if he's going to play, he can't start. Bring him off the bench, maybe, but I think he's nowhere near. And that's the thing, like he'll be the next Cazorla without Achilles. I reckon once that goes, and I mean not that you want it to go, but sometimes when it's you're trying to avoid something that's probably inevitable. Sometimes it would have been better if it had to just happen and get it fixed properly. But not. I mean, who wants that though? I wouldn't. So I
No,
fully agree with what they're trying to do, but it worries me, and I think see how we go. See, Coughlin's back in there. He looked like his leg had been snapped in half when he went down. So
yeah.
maybe that's just for show. So
And Danny Welbeck, when he got injured the first time, I didn't expect him to be back again in the
yeah,
Watford game much at all.
nah, no, not at the die, and he's out till after the break too, which is fair
Well,
enough. For that, the way that groin went, yeah, that was just an awkward fall. So it was never going to end well. But let's see, what we got here.
we do only have 3 minutes until the team news, and then we'll talk about Everton as well more in depth. Just before, um, just wrapping up the Europa League.
Yep.
I've asked this question. Have I asked you this question before? Is the Europa League now basically the haven for Arsenal right now this season? It's going to be our, um,
Yeah,
you
I,
know,
I reckon it is exactly what we needed. Right, we weren't getting anywhere in Champions League. We were first round dropouts for the last 7 years, is exactly what we needed. Go away, play where your basically skill level is at, get over yourself and the fact that think, oh, well, we're a Champions League side. We're not, and we really haven't been for probably the last 4 years minimum. So you know what? Chuck these guys in without the pressure of that spotlight and go for it. Like, let's face it, if we lose a Europa League, we go out of the knockout stages of the Europa League, there'll be some blowback. Don't get me wrong, but it'll be nowhere near as fierce as a first round drop out of Champions League.
At this point, the chances of Arsenal dropping out of the Europa League is almost zero. It should be about 5%.
Exactly.
All we need is a point, or if one more win, then we qualify.
Yeah, we got two, and I don't think we even need to win. To be honest with you, I think we can coast. We got 2 home games.
Yeah.
To finish out the group stages, we can coast through those. And I think even if we lost 1, or if we lost 2, I don't know what happens, but they're certainly in a better spot. And the thing is, like, you look at the perspective. Last year we finished top of our group in Champions League, and we thought, we were all, up and about, thinking, oh God, here we go. We finally finished top of our stages. Whereas now we'll finish top of the group, which isn't as expected because we are bigger than most of the clubs that we've played, but still no pressure. I mean, the perceived pressure is that, oh well, if we go out in this, in this stage of the competition, which we won't, we'll get to the knockout stages and we should go through. And like I said, Everton lost in the Europa League.
Everton are struggling in Europa League. However, Everton did get a harder group than us. They have Lyon.
Yeah, exactly. So I think now, look, use it. It's there to blood these youngsters, and it couldn't have come at a better time. If we're looking at losing Sanchez and Özil and guys like that, then what better chance for blokes to stick it to put their throw down and go, right, if you can put me in, here we go. And like I said, it's working for us. We're playing Thursdays. We're playing Sundays. Yeah. So you pretty much know on a Friday what team you're going to get on a Sunday. The only person that's going to back up is Czech.
Yeah, for sure. Which was interesting to see him in that game of the day. Ospina was not a player I was expecting to be out.
Yeah,
but
nah.
But luckily we had Petr Cech in that game because we could have been losing.
Yeah, no, exactly. Well, because he's injured, Ospina.
Yeah, which makes Cech the only healthy goalie on Arsenal's.
Well, what's up with Martinez? Is he injured too?
He's in Spain.
Oh, he's in Spain, yeah. Jesus. Okay, so sometimes the management falls over.
Arsenal's lineup is out.
Here we go.
And
yes,
guys,
the Holy Trinity,
the AOL, the Holy Trinity, whatever you want to call it, debuts today. You heard it here first on Gunners and Oz.
That's it. Look at that. Oh,
and the rest of his team, the team virtually picks itself as well. So you got Cech, Koscielny, Mertesacker, Monreal, Ramsey, Xhaka, Bellerin, Kolasinac, and then Ozil, Alexis, Lacazette.
Wilshere on the bench.
That is currently Arsenal's strongest possible team that they could play with players who are injured and stuff.
Yeah, Wilshere on the bench too.
Yeah. So, the bench includes Macy, Holding, Coquelin, Wilshere, Iwobi, Walcott, and Giroud. Now, we have a different prospect. The show has now changed. I only expect positivity from now on here. I expect Arsenal to win this.
Yeah, so do I. No, I expect us to win. What I hope, just as a bit of icing on the cake, is if Xhaka in the first half is not having a great day, yank him, chuck in Ramsey.
Ramsey is there.
Chuck in Wilshere.
Chuck in Wilshere.
Yeah. Wilshere, Ramsey. I'd love to see them through the centre.
And wow, it's amazing how the likes and the retweets just go on crazy. And of course, everything is all about. People's replies are Ozil, Alexis, and Lacazette. Yes.
Yes.
O- and it's
Finally.
literally everyone saying Ozil, Lacazette, Alexis, Ozil, Lacazette, Alexis. That's all everybody's talking about.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I said was going to be the focus point on this one. Incredible. Now, take a look at Everton. So we'll just put that to the side a bit to just because we do need to talk about Everton. They are playing in this game after all.
Yeah.
Um, so Everton's team today is Jordan Pickford starts in goal. They also play with the back five. Um, the back three is Michael Keane, Phil Jagielka, and Ashley Williams. And I don't know who Jojo Kenny is, but he plays at right fullback with Leighton Baines at left fullback. Um,
Yeah.
Nikola Vlasic starts with Idrissa Gana Gueye in midfield. Um, and then Gylfi Sigurdsson starts, and then
Yeah.
the
And
front two
Rooney.
is Calvert Lewin and Wayne Rooney,
I fucking
which
knew
is
they
a
put Rooney in.
really interesting team. Um, there's no Morgan Schneiderlin in this team. Um, the bench includes Kevin Morales, who I thought would be a starter, but
Yeah.
Calvert Lewin. I mean, Walls are following the Premier League, so we're this is not like other leagues where we need to tell you about these players.
No.
But he's basically is Everton's prized youth academy product at the
Yeah.
moment. So he's not to be underestimated. He will actually be very much a threat to our defense. Um, but I look at this team. I mean, we got Wayne Rooney, who's been a serial Arsenal killer
Yeah.
all of his life.
To be
Got
honest with you, I knew that. I had a feeling they were going to chuck Rooney in, only for the fact that I think his first game was against us, and he scored. So if he
and they've
does it
also got
again,
Sigurdsson, who used to play for Tottenham, who also has a very good record against Arsenal.
yeah,
So they got the young kid. However, you look at the two teams on paper. Arsenal's got to be winning this game.
we got to
You
win
said,
this game.
are you willing to take back when you said I'd take 1-1? Because I think 1-1 would be
No,
a failure.
I think 1-1 would be a failure. I think we need to come out with that three now that we've got them. And like I said, the only thing that's going to happen is that Rooney might, be the serial Arsenal pest he always has been, as opposed to the normal prick of a pest that he normally is. But no, we should be doing this game. And again, I said from the outset, I wouldn't have unleashed this trio. I don't think he wanted to unleash this trio at this, for this game, but he's got no choice. I think he would have rather kept it in the bank for Man City. But I think, you know what?
But look at who he's got available on the bench, though. Did he
Yeah,
really have a choice?
no, I don't think he did. So, and I think he always wanted to. Like I said, he always wanted to. I always thought that, he was going to hold it for a big game. And this is a big game. We need to win away and we need to win solid.
It is a
And
big game, though.
that,
I mean, as poor as Everton have been this far, they're a top 7 Premier League team.
that's right. So we can't take them lightly. And, oh, man, I'll be honest with you. When I'm recording this game, I was going to record it and get up early and watch it. Now I'm going to start to watch it. So if anyone from work watches this, which I very much doubt that you do, I'll be at work on time, but I will probably be very lackluster for a significant part of the morning.
No, I mean, this is very. I'm actually really excited.
I'm pumped for it now. Yeah,
Yeah, I know. I was dreading this one. I was,
yeah,
you know,
no,
been watching other sports this week. Watching basketball, which came back, and you
yeah. Same
know,
here.
NFL, and now I'm just like, oh, that's right, Arsenal's playing. Because
Yeah,
mostly just because we haven't been that good as of late. But
no,
how the tables have turned.
yeah,
Um, Arsene Wenger for me will not be getting any bad marks for his team selection today.
no. If they lose, then it's all on the players. You cannot possibly throw the manager on the bus if that side can't do it.
Yeah.
That's all on these boys, fair and square. Like I said, only because I'm a Wilshere fan, I would have preferred Ramsey Wilshere, but
But the same thing though
just
is
know what he's
Ramsey.
saying.
I had this conversation with somebody else yesterday. Ramsey Wilshere is too attacking because if you have Ramsey Wilshere Ozil as your
Yeah,
midfield, you have three players who are all inclined to move forward. So you
yeah,
have no protection to your back, and you have just a bunch of a very cluttered attacking unit.
yeah.
Because Ramsey and Wilshere would both like prefer to push in, and therefore you have zero midfield.
No, I know. Yeah, I know, but I like that. But I told you that's always been my. Like I said, I've always been of the opinion that you go down swinging, and like I said, that's just me. And then again, I'm a fully fledged idiot. Like I'll be if I was in the army, I'm the dude that just pulls the trigger till I'm out of bullets, right? And then thinks, oh shit, what do I do now? So I'm probably not the most reliable of team pickers, but so that's why I'm not the manager, obviously. So, but no, I'm happy. And look, Wilshere could be that super sub for if Xhaka or Ramsey, and I think Xhaka's been pretty lackluster. He needs to find some form quick
I
sticks.
mean, a few things. If we're looking situationally in the game, I think of three players who can make an impact. I don't know if Alex Iwobi is an impactful substitute.
Nah.
So I'm looking at Wilshere, Walcott, and Giroud, which is
Yeah.
exactly what I was looking at last week. To be fair.
Yeah.
Um, and barring injury, because remember Wilshere was actually supposed to come on, and
Yeah.
because Welbeck got it, or was it Welbeck or Koscielny? Koscielny got injured
Yeah.
and holding him to come on. He never made it into the game.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
but
that's true.
but I'm so happy with this. The only thing that's missing for me in this, we're actually the only thing that's different between this and Arsenal's strongest possible team. The two things are missing. One is Santi Cazorla, and the other one is
Yeah.
Mustafi.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah, and like I said, Mustafi's definitely not back till after the Inter lull. But oh man, these boys should throw down in a massive way.
yeah, yeah.
And the
No,
thing is, I think it helps
yeah,
if, like I said, this is the first time they play. If he plays them and they play well and they get a rhythm for the next couple of months, that throws everything into the mix. And like, if you look long term, you think contracts, you think everything else. If you can say, you know what, you three have been guns, right? And particularly the two of you that haven't signed anything yet, we could be on the verge of something here. I think it helps. I think it helps that part of the thing too. Maybe I'm thinking too much of it because I'm just too excited.
yeah.
But I think if they just, oh man, oh
I
man,
mean, we're talking about this is the first time I ever recall that Arsenal will have a front three in which all three of them are rated more 85 or more on FIFA.
yeah, yeah. Oh, Jesus, I know. So look, they should do something, and it should. Like I said, I was a bit sus on it, but I think he's done the right thing. Pull the trigger on it now. You've had it there for a while. You shouldn't have needed it till now. And
No,
like I
to be
said,
fair, he should have done it a long time ago. The first
nah,
time I talked
see,
about it was the Community Shield.
you never give away your big guns early. So when do we play? Because what do we got next? We got Swansea at home.
Then we got Man City,
Then
and
we
in
got
between
Man
that we
City.
got Belgrade
Away.
doesn't count, and Norwich doesn't count either.
Yeah.
So
Nah. So I think give it better in against this one. They'll if they
and
play
then they
well
can
today, the three of them will play against Swansea, and hopefully by
play.
them third game they're up there for City.
Yeah. Oh,
So
this is.
man, this is going to be good, man.
Oh, I cannot wait. I'm very confused though. Is Arsenal be wearing black or red? Because I'm seeing in this graphic,
I
it's
don't.
the black and the pink. But we're
It's going to
playing
be the black and the pink.
against Everton, who wear blue. Like we'll
Yeah,
get
I know, but I still
lost.
think they
A
did that.
dark blue as
I know.
well. Like
Yeah, I don't know. You would think they would leave them in the red, but if they're going to do that whole home and away thing, then you would think that they're just going to end up on the blue, in the black. Sorry.
yeah.
So it's that whole thing. It's just like I agree. We should be. They're in the blue. We should be in red. I don't think there's any issue. But then again, it's an away strip, not a clash strip, and that's what they'll say. Oh, it's not a. So I don't care if we play in fishnet singlets as long as we kick goals.
Yeah, that's all the Richmond people were saying before the.
Yeah.
Um.
So
Oh yeah, that was another big thing that happened this week. Is Bryce Gibbs moving clubs, but different sport.
yeah.
I was just because I
An
was just thinking
important
about
sport.
footy. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, now Twitter's going mad. Just for your information, literally, I'm flicking through Twitter,
Jesus.
and
Yeah.
it's all about the front three. Everyone is getting excited, and that's exactly what we
Yeah.
were talking about, mate. It's exactly
Jesus.
what he needed to
That's it.
do. Like
I know. I'm looking at it now. I'll just retweet.
everyone is. This should be. Oh my god, this is gonna be incredible. Um, and then let alone now we'll be losing because I'm just jinxed it all for everyone. Um, on that note, I think we'll actually just talk about Everton before we wrap things up. Of course, there's no point in doing 1 to 11s because that's cheating.
No, because we're not.
Um,
Yeah.
um, what do we reckon of Everton? What the danger men? Obviously, for them, we were looking at their team.
yeah.
The one that sticks out to me, which if I was an Everton fan and this was my danger man at this point in his career, I would be worried, and that's Wayne Rooney. Now,
Yeah.
now, do we look on it as he's a player who has got a next to Didier Drogba, Wayne Rooney actually has the best goal scoring record against Arsenal.
Yeah. Look,
Um,
I think he'll do something. Like I said, I would have put him in that side, form wise or not. Um, I would have put him in because he's got good history against us. His first goal, and to be honest with you, not that I want him to score anything, but if you're going to bookend your career, you started at the club, you kicked a goal against Arsenal, you left, you came back, and you scored against Arsenal in what is probably your last season
Oi,
at
I
your
can only
club.
imagine the narrative if that happens.
Yeah, yeah.
Peter Drury
So
will be
it's no
loving
different.
that. He'll be eating his heart out on that one.
Yeah. Oh, you're going nuts. But that's honestly what I think. I think I would have included him in that side just for that one reason. Because it's like, you know what, it'll probably happen. He'll probably
Yeah.
score. Hopefully we win. But you know what? If he'll bookend his career doing it, and not that I want to like pay credit to other players and other teams, but I wouldn't. If someone's played the game for that long, there's a part of me thinks, you know what? Sometimes you just got to go. You know what? You've been a good servant to the game. You deserve something. Not a win. You can fuck right off with that, but you can bookend your career, and then we'll slap you down 4-1.
Yeah, yeah, trash time. We can score then.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
other big player on the team that stands out to me is Sigurdsson.
yeah. Sigurdsson. Yeah.
Of course,
So
he was at Swansea before. Also, used to be at Tottenham. He's a very, very good player. He's a great free kick taker. Now, if we give them set pieces or close to around the
yeah,
box, he could definitely be a massive
yeah.
threat. Um,
I think he was underrated at Swansea. To be honest. So I don't think he's 45 million worth, but I think he's underrated at Swansea. And I think,
I think he was underrated at Tottenham. I think
Yeah,
I don't see why they should have gotten rid of him at the time. But
yeah,
he's a very good player. He's a very underrated player. He's a leader of it. He's a team. He's a player who's now led his team now
yeah,
into the Euros and the World Cup in two successive campaigns.
yeah,
So he's a very good talented player. I think he's just one of those solid Premier League performers. He's always in and
yeah,
around there, and he's always
yeah. He's always scoring. That's the thing. He might be every week, but he's consistent.
yeah.
So, but I mean, I know I said he doesn't score every week, but he's consistent. But he's always, if it's not a score, it's an assist, it's something. He's always about. Basically, you can't take your eyes off him if you're playing against him because you don't know. Um, but yeah, so I think those two will be the key.
Yeah. And
Um,
then of course they have Jordan Pickford, who we rave
yeah,
about in the goal, and of course there's Leighton Baines, who's probably their longest serving player currently,
yeah,
absolute legend of their football club.
yeah,
And yeah, I mean, as far as the rest of the team, I'm not too worried. Um, Michael Keane plays for England. He's not. He's promising, but he's not as great as everybody thinks he might be.
yeah,
Um, and there's of course there's Calvert Lewin, who is it's like as if we would have chucked in, Reece Nelson into a Premier League game. It's the
yeah,
similar sort of idea. So he
yeah,
doesn't necessarily um, worry me too much. But having said that, he'll probably score. So
yeah. I know. So no, I agree. I think they're Sigurdsson and Rooney are the two. Baines probably I agree. The young kid, like I said, be a fairy tale. You come out and look if we don't know anything of him, they're the scary ones sometimes. If you've got no form on them.
yeah, well, Marcus Rashford when
Yeah,
um,
exactly. When he came from out of nowhere, so probably they're the three. I'd watch those three or those four, and then hopefully, but like I said, Pickford in goal is good, but he shouldn't be able to stop all three of those boys.
but Pickford also was in goal for Sunderland when we beat them home and away. So
Yeah. So no, I'm pumped. I want this
yeah,
to happen now.
absolutely.
Oh man,
Now that being said, um, score prediction. I can imagine it's much different than what your score prediction may have been when
man,
we started this show.
I did my ultimate Goonie tips today. I'm spewing I did now. I should have done it now. I'm gonna go 3-1.
Solid.
Yeah,
Um, I'm I'm gonna go with the same. I also think it'll be
yeah,
3-1.
yeah, 3-1.
And for the Arsenal goals, I'm just gonna say Lacazette, Sanchez, and Ozil. And the one goal for Everton will be from Wayne Rooney.
Rain
Just
Rooney.
to
Yeah, it's exactly
to
what I
leave
was gonna go.
it. So
So
anyway, it should be a massively exciting game. Join us in a couple of days' time, of course. We'll positive or negative. They're always fun anyway.
yeah,
The
that's it.
reviews review this game. We'll also look forward to our game against Norwich
Yeah,
in the Capital
I'd
One Cup, which seems to
I-
get lost in the headlights. But
I'd be tuning. I'd be tuning into this if we lose.
oh, hey, I'll bring Colin back if he loses this.
Yeah,
He's
we're
but
not.
you know what? Actually, I'm gonna make a rule before for that game. If we lose
Yeah,
and we're no Venga out.
nah, no, not that. It'll just be nah. We'll
No,
swear like fuck,
because
but
it can't be about that this time
no, it
around.
can't be. Nah, nah. It'll
Unless he
just be
makes a
not.
bad substitution, so I'll be on. You know,
Yeah,
however, it's.
his performance, yes, but his status, no.
I mean, with the team that Arsenal have right now, I'm not going to be panicking about. Oh, we should bring on a sub. We should bring on a sub. We should bring on a sub because I don't see many weaknesses in this team.
No.
Even with Murdersucker at the back, he's not going to struggle against Wayne Rooney, who's about the similar age to him.
Yeah, exactly.
So
So, no. All I'd say is that, like, if we lose and if you're going to watch the review show, I probably wouldn't watch it at work.
Yeah.
It'll be not safe for work episode.
All right, guys. Please don't remember. Please, I mean, do remember to like and to subscribe. And of course, the game will be on in about half an hour's time. It's going to be really, really pumped. Come on, Arsenal.
Come on,
Let's
you
do
Gunners.
this.
Let's get it done. Go,
See
you
you
good
around.
things. Later.